Okay, so you've made the decision. You're going to sell your home and move to a different state. What do you do? What do you think about? Do you have a checklist with all the things you need to look into? Well, stay tuned because I'm going to tell you a few of those things right now. This is Mike Bustamante with Keller Williams Realty here in Fresno, California. Stay tuned. Got some good information for you. If you like what you see, subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell. When I drop these new videos once a week, you'll get notified right away. When it comes to moving out of town, there's usually two types of people. Ones that are going to wing it and those that like to be just a little prepared as to what's going to come forward. Now, if you're on it so far, if you've been watching so far, you're probably one of those that would like to have a little bit of organization as to what's going to come forward. I've got a few tips, a few things to think about right here. So let's get started. First thing to do, research the city you're moving to. Take a week or two off. Drive around the town. Look at the different areas. Try to pinpoint where it is you want to buy a house. Once you kind of get a general idea of where you may want to buy, drive up and down those streets, check out the homes, check out the area, go to the nearest restaurant, have some food, talk to people in the area, get their feel of how they like the area to see if it's going to fit with what you're looking for. You can look at Google Maps, Google Street View, get a general idea of where things are located, how close it is to your work or to activities that you do on the weekends. This is a great way to get to understand where you want to move to. The second thing you want to do is check into the cost of living differences between the city you're living at and the city you're moving to. You want to check out all the differences: transportation, food, clothing, property taxes. If you have your own business, what are going to be the costs of opening a business, leasing an area, any taxes that you may need to pay the cities once you open up your business. You don't want to be blindsided on the cost of living to where you're moving to. The third thing to think about is the actual moving costs of moving from one city to another. Is it within the same state? Is it across state lines? This could get very expensive depending on how much you have and how far you're going to go. So are you going to hire a moving company to do it all for you? You're going to have to start thinking about planning and when they can come in, when they can pick up your stuff, when they can move it. Are you going to do it yourself and have family and friends pack it up where you're at, drive to where you're going and have somebody else unpack it for you? Are you just going to rent pods or containers, pack it yourself and have a big flat truck come pick them up and move them to where you're going? What do you feel most comfortable with? What is your budget? How is it going to fit in? Different times a year, it could cost more or less to help move your stuff to where you're going. So plan ahead and think about this. Also, it's always cheaper to get rid of stuff you don't want before you pay to have it packed and taken somewhere to where your new home is, have it unpacked, and then throw it away. Always best to get rid of stuff as you're packing to help save money. Another thing you need to be aware of is to save money and take extra money with you. You may have had it all planned out, how things are going to move, how you're going to get them, when they're going to get there, but things always happen. The weather, trucks break down. When you get to where you're going, you may not be able to move into your home immediately like you're supposed to, so now you need extra money because you have to get a hotel. You got to stay a few extra days. There's also probably going to be more money spent when you move into the home because there may be fees, deposits to turn on electricity or water. So make sure you keep extra money aside because you never know what might happen when you're moving. Another thing to think about is your health care. If you're going to be moving from one state to another, you may need to make sure you get your medical records from your doctor. If you're on prescriptions, can they still send those prescriptions to you through the mail? or do you have to find a pharmacy near you that will fill your prescriptions for you? Keep that in mind. You may have to set that up in advance, especially trying to find the doctors you may need if you need some specialty doctors. You're going to want to be looking at that in advance, setting things up before you even do the move to get to where you're going. These things are very critical to be thinking about. Another thing to think about is your driver's license. If you're moving to a different state, you're going to have to get a new driver's license. Call up in advance and find out what the requirements are and how soon you have to get them changed once you move to that city or state. Don't get caught with a bad driver's license, get pulled over, and get a ticket. Keep this in mind. Call ahead. Make sure you understand those states' requirements. Another thing you want to remember is to change your address. Make sure everything's updated, all your bills, make sure all your friends and family know where you're moved to. You don't want to start getting late payments on all your bills because they are going to the wrong address or the wrong state. And you want those Christmas cards. You want those birthday cards, especially if someone's sending you money. So make sure you get those address changed immediately. Another biggie to think about is to make sure you re-register to vote. If you're moving from a different county or different state, they're going to want you to re-register with your new address. Now, most of the states now you can do this online, but not all of them. So make sure you make a phone call and get that straight away right off the bat. Yes, one important thing to think about is insurances. Make sure you got the coverage that you need. Are you moving from Midwest? Maybe there's a lot of flooding, tornadoes, that you had insurance for that, but you're moving to California where there's a lot of earthquakes or vice versa. You're going to want to find out the areas to make sure you have enough coverage on your vehicles and on your home in case any of this happens to you. All right, giving you a bunch of ideas here, a bunch of things to think about. You'll look up in the corner here. I've got another video for you to look at. Hopefully this will help you out. Again, this is Mike Bustamante with Keller Williams Realty. After this video, you've watched it, got any questions, give me a call. I'm here to help you out in any way I can. Subscribe, ring that bell so you get notified on my next video I'm going to be dropping out. See ya.